The WPRA has quietly updated the way they verify claimants, and if your details don't match what they're expecting, your payment can be paused with zero warning and zero explanation sent to you beforehand. Now, I want to be clear. This doesn't mean everyone is about to lose their money, but there are 5 specific things the WPRA flags right now that can trigger a hold on your account, and most people have no idea any of them exist. And with August 1st coming up fast, I'd rather you know about this before it becomes a problem for you. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through all 5 of them one by one, including what can go wrong, how to spot it early, and what to actually do if your payment gets paused. I'm also going to cover a mistake I see people make constantly that makes the whole situation worse, and near the end, I'll share the single most important thing you can do this week to protect your payments going forward. Stay with me, especially if you're on Universal Credit, PIP ESA, or any WPRA managed benefit, because this one genuinely matters. So why is August 1st relevant? The WPRA has been ramping up what they internally call compliance reviews. These are essentially cross-checks where the WPRA compares the information they hold on you against data from HMRC, banks, local councils, and other government departments. This isn't new. The WPRA has always done this to some degree, but the scope has expanded significantly. A 2024 parliamentary report confirmed that the WPRA is using automated data matching tools more aggressively than ever, and what that means for you is simple. If something doesn't line up even by accident, even through no fault of your own, your payment can be flagged and held while they investigate. The problem is they don't always tell you why it's been held. They send a standard letter or sometimes just a notification through the journal on Universal Credit, and it's often vague. People panic, don't know what to check, and then wait sometimes weeks for money they desperately need. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. This one sounds so obvious that most people skip right over it. Don't. The WPRA pays into a specific account, the one on their system. If that account has changed, or if your bank has updated your account number or sort code due to a merger or system change, and you haven't updated the WPRA, your payment goes nowhere. Technically, it leaves the WPRA, but it bounces. And while the WPRA is trying to figure out where it went, your claim can be flagged. This has happened more than people realize following the wave of UK bank mergers and app-based account switches over the past few years. If you've switched banks even recently, even in the last couple of months, log into your WPRA account or Universal Credit Journal today and verify the account details are current. I'd also strongly recommend checking whether your bank account is in your name exactly as it appears on your WPRA claim. Middle names, shortened names, nicknames, these can all cause a mismatch. It sounds petty, but automated systems don't do common sense. Your address sounds simple, but here's what trips people up. The WPRA cross-references your address with data from the electoral roll, HMRC, and in some cases, your local council. If you've moved even temporarily and haven't updated every single one of those, the DWP system can flag a discrepancy. This is especially common for people who moved during a difficult period, a relationship breakdown, a health crisis, temporary stays with family, and just didn't get around to updating everything officially. I completely understand how that happens. Life gets chaotic, but the WPRA doesn't take that into account automatically. If you've moved in the past 18 months, go through this checklist. WPRA Universal Credit Account updated, electoral roll updated, HMRC updated, local council updated. All 4, not just 1 or 2, all 4, and your national insurance number. Make sure the WPRA has the right one on file. It sounds ridiculous that this could be wrong, but data entry errors happen, especially for people who have had their claims transferred or migrated between systems as part of the Universal Credit rollout. This is the big one, and this is where a lot of people genuinely don't realize they're doing something wrong. If your household circumstances have changed, and I mean anything, the WPRA expects you to report it. A partner moving in, a partner moving out, a child leaving full-time education, a change in someone's income, someone in your household starting work, even part-time, even gig work. The DWP's data matching tools now pull from HMRC payroll records in near real time. So if someone in your household started a job and didn't tell the WPRA, there's a very high chance the system has already picked it up and is now comparing that against what's on your claim. If those 2 things don't match, your payment gets held pending review. I think this is one of the most stressful situations because people sometimes don't report a change because they're not sure if it's relevant or they're scared of what it might do to their payments, but not reporting it is almost always worse. The WPRA treats unreported changes much more harshly than reported ones. If you're unsure whether something needs to be reported, report it anyway and ask a question alongside it. That's always the safer move. Check your Universal Credit Journal or any letters from the WPRA in the last 3 months. Right now, Seriously, the WPRA regularly sends out requests for information, sometimes to verify your identity, sometimes to confirm your housing costs, sometimes to ask about a change they've detected. These requests have deadlines. If you miss the deadline, they don't just send a reminder. In many cases, they pause the payment first and ask questions second. I've seen people miss these messages because they ended up in a spam folder, because they hadn't logged into their journal in a while, or because the letter got lost. None of those reasons will get your money released faster. The DUP's position is you were notified. So this week, check your journal, check your email, check any physical post from the WPRA. If there's anything sitting there asking you for information, respond to it. Even if the deadline has already passed, responding late is still better than not responding at all. This one is newer and catching people off guard. The WPRA has been expanding its use of digital identity verification, particularly through the gov.uk One Login system that's been rolling out across government services. In some cases, claimants are being asked to re-verify their identity, especially if their claim was set up under an older system or if certain flags have appeared on their account. If you haven't completed identity verification when asked, or if your verification has expired or failed for some reason, this can directly affect your payments. This is also relevant if you've recently changed your name due to marriage, divorce, or deed poll and haven't updated your documentation across all government systems. A name mismatch between your verified identity and your claim details is exactly the kind of thing that triggers an automated flag. If you're not sure whether your identity verification is current and complete, log into your Universal Credit account, check the gov.uk One Login portal, or call the WPRA helpline directly. Don't assume everything is fine just because your payments have been going through without issue so far. These flags can appear suddenly. Before I get to the biggest takeaway, I want to flag to mistakes I see people make that turn a manageable situation into a much bigger one. Mistake 1. Waiting to see if the payment comes through anyway. If you've spotted a potential issue, a wrong bank detail, an unreported change, a missed request, don't wait. Act on it now. Payments that are flagged and paused can take 2 to 6 weeks to be released, even after you've fixed the underlying issue. Don't give the process that head start. Mistake 2. Calling the WPRA General Helpline and accepting vague answers. If your payment is held, you have the right to ask specifically why it's been held and what evidence or information is needed to release it. Be polite, but be direct. Ask them to note the call on your account, and if you're getting nowhere, citizens' advice offers free support for benefit issues and can often help you cut through the confusion much faster. So here's the thing I really want you to take away from this. The WPRA isn't infallible, and neither are their systems. Mistakes happen, flags get triggered by perfectly innocent things. That's frustrating, I know it is. But the claimants who get through these situations fastest are the ones who know their claim inside and out, keep their details up to date, and respond to requests quickly. The 5 things we covered today: your bank details, your address match, your household changes, your outstanding requests, and your identity verification status. These are the most common reasons payments get blocked right now. Go through them this week, before August 1st. It won't take more than 30 minutes, and it could save you weeks of stress. And if you have already had a payment held and you're trying to figure out what to do, drop your situation in the comments below. I read them, and sometimes just describing the situation helps you figure out the next step. I'd also love to know, have any of these 5 things ever affected your payments? Let me know below. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who's on benefits. They may not know any of this, and the more people who check early, the better. And if you want to stay on top of WPRA updates, benefit changes, and anything that could affect your payments, make sure you're subscribed. I cover this stuff regularly, and I always try to give it to you straight. Take care of yourself and go check those 5 things.